So starting with the surfaces, so this is a kind of continuation from curves. So we had simple curves, and now which were described by R of u curves, which had only one parameter u, and now we have surfaces which will be described by two parameters, right, u and v. So main things we need to study is the differential geometry related to curves, and then we need to study about the how can we represent surfaces mathematically, so we can perform some operations on our surface. So like comparing curves and surfaces, this was a curve, R of u, a curve, and we had a tangent to the curve at a point, we had a normal, we had a binormal at the same point. So the normal was defined using like a three neighborhood points making a circle. We make a circle which would pass from 3 points, and only unique circle passes from those 3 points. So we will have only one normal in that case, and we will have only one tangent. So one normal direction, but the opposite will also be a normal, just will include a minus sign in front of it, so it will be two normals otherwise. So we have one tangent and two normals, or we'll have one principal normal direction. While in surfaces we have a grid of u and v. So here we have a grid only of u, so we need not say it as a grid. Here we have a grid of u and v, so it's a grid of u and v. So we can say this as our v's, v1, v2, v3, v4, and these are u1, u2, u3, u4, and then we have some surface along defined using the grid. So at a surface, at a point on a surface, we'll have a normal, but there could be so many tangents which are in different directions from those points. So we'll have one normal, but we can have infinite number of tangents because there are infinite directions in which we can travel from a point on the surface itself. So we'll say we have one normal and we have one tangent plane, and these lines which I said, these lines are called as isoparametric lines. So this u and v are our parameters. Here u was our parameter for curve, for surface u and v both are our parameters, and they are called as isoparametric lines. So along these lines, along this particular line, v value will not change. Along this particular line, another v value will be there, some v1 value, here some v2 value will not change. Similarly, when we travel along this line, some u1 value will be constant. Along this line, some u2 value will be constant, and they need not be orthogonal. They can be in any shape, in any direction, with any thickness difference between them. So in general, they'll form a curvilinear coordinates, and so the change in the value of the curve r of u comma v. So the surface will be represented by u comma v, r of u comma v, while curves by r of u. So when we travel along one direction, we'll say the change with respect to u, and when we travel perpendicular to v, that is along a constant u, we'll say change in the r or change in the surface values in the direction of u, that will be represented by rv. Then this ru is del v, del r by del u. We use del because r is a function of u and v, two parameters. Similarly, rv will be del r by del v, and then a total change dr will include both differential change due to traveling in u direction and differential change by traveling in v direction. So this represents traveling along perpendicular to u direction actually, like from one u to another u, from one u to and this will be from one v value to another v value grid. And the tangent, and so any tangent over here will be a combination of ru and rv's. the traveling along different R's, U's and V's. So it can be any linear combination of this, and hence we can have infinite number of tangents, because we can have infinite different combinations of RU and RV. So now we say it is a plane now, and the normal direction we have, and that normal is the normal to the plane at that point. So at that point we'll have a plane. The normal direction is the axis of the plane through. So normal is used to define the plane itself. And about the plane, we need to study two major things on the surface. One is the metric, also said as the first fundamental form, and second is the curvature, which is said as the second fundamental form. So in metric, like in simpler terms, whatever studies we do with respect to distances between points are termed as metric, and whatever study we do with respect to angles between points, so three points will make some angle, so those angle study is included in curvature. And for 2D we say them as angles. So in 2D we'll have some lines and we can say this as an angle, but for a 3D we have a higher level of complexity, and that is said as curvature. So there is some, so we'll say this as a curvature. And so working on curvilinear coordinates, so this makes a curvilinear coordinate system, and that is called as geodesic. So we have some simple Cartesian coordinates, rectangular coordinates. This is curvilinear coordinates. So first thing we wanted to study was distance between points. So distance between two points on surfaces. So first very important thing is we are not directly calculating distance like square root of x1 square minus x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square, like that. We need to travel along the surface, like we need not find the least distance between the 2 points. That will be directly this distance, but we want to find the distance through by traveling along the surface. Sorry. So we need to measure the distance along the surface, and we cannot leave the surface. So this is a differential distance, and using some mathematics we know that dr was like this, because we can cancel r. So ru du plus rv dv makes dr. So dr was like this. Dr dot dr will give ds whole square, and ds is the distance along the surface. So these simple things, ru dot rv, ru dot ru, rv dot rv, and ru dot rv, we will get this, and we can represent this equation, this formula, ds square is equal to ru dot ru du square plus rv dot rv dv square plus 2 ru dot rv du dv. We are writing this as a product of matrices or tensors. So we can write this is in this form, and this matrix is very important. We'll represent ru dot ru as E, ru dot rv as f, and rv dot rv as g. So this matrix is called as first fundamental matrix, where when I said E and E, F, G are this, and this is the quadratic form of the matrix, like x square plus y square plus 2xy. So we are saying this as x, this as x transpose, and this is some matrix, so that is making a quadratic form. And whenever we use this matrix, we will say, 1 minute. Whenever we use this matrix, we are doing something related to the distances between points. Whenever this matrix is used. So one simple problem could be find distance between 2 points on a sphere. So sphere means a surface, and if it's a solid thing, like a solid, then we'll say it as a ball. We need not say as sphere, that will make a confusion. Then we want to find the area between two curves, then it's very simple, ru cross rv, that is a cross product, very similar to the thing like when we had a parallelepiped, and we did cross product. We did a vector triple product over there. We A cross B cross C, or in simple parallelogram, if that is A and this is B, the area of parallelogram is A cross B, right? Simple. And eventually RU cross RB magnitude is same as square root of the determinant of first fundamental matrix. So this is the first, and the determinant of first fundamental matrix EFFG is same as RU cross RB magnitude, and this will prove it. This is not required for the thing, but this is the properties which we are manipulating to get the relation between these two. So here we have that, and hence we can find area of the surface. So we can find the total surface area using this formula, that is RU cross RV du dv integrated, and these are the vectors, that is same as integration of first fundamental matrix square root du dv. These are two formulas. And the normal vector, the normal of a surface is defined like this: RU cross RV, because RU and RV are here on the tangent plane. So we take the cross product, we get the normal vector, right? And we normalize it to get a unit normal vector. But then we can get one problem, confusion, like if there is a kink, it's not a very smooth curve, or there is some self-intersecting curve like this. So here it is self-intersecting. So at that point we will have some confusion with respect to RU cross RV formula, and we may get 0 cross 0, we'll get 0. That means there is no normal defined at that point. So there is some confusion. But another confusion, so this type of points where surface normal, this is a surface normal. If we have a surface like this is surface normal. So if surface normal goes to 0, at that point it is said as a singular point. But one more point, even if it is a smooth, the surface normal can get to 0. So like here it will be maximum in this direction, it will be maximum in this direction. Coming here it will get to smaller and smaller in magnitude, and here the magnitude is 0. But smooth surfaces should not have any singular point. So this confusion will get clear when we differentiate between a curve's normal contribution and a surface normal contribution for a surface normal. So for a total surface whose normal has been defined, there are two normals, or there are two curvatures which are coming into picture. That is one curvature which is coming itself due to the curvature of the surface, and there is one more curvature which is coming from the curvature of the arc made on the surface. So if we have a big globe and if we make a small curve on that, so the curve itself has some curvature, and then the curve is made on a curved surface, so the surface curvature is also contributing. So when we want to explicitly find the curvature coming from the surface itself, then we need to subtract the curvature which is contributed by the curvature of the arc. So we'll see that, and the curvature thing is coming now. So this is the curvature of the surface. So when we have some tangent plane, we have, and let's say we have a surface, so we are relating curvature with the distance traveled or distance away from the tangent plane. So there are many different ways we can find curvature. This is one of the way we are going to define curvature. So this distance d is our area of interest, and that is the distance of point on surface from the tangent plane, right? So this delta r can be defined, normal has been defined already above, that is the normal. So that is delta r du dv plus ru dv plus rv dv, and we should take this as very important point, ru which is along the tangent. So its dot product with normal will be 0 because this is tangent plane, this is normal. So its dot product will be 0 because 90 degree. Again similarly RV dot n will be 0. Right? So n dot delta r will be 0 because this will be resulting into 0 and this is also resulting into 0. So we can then split this r of u plus du plus or v plus dv with more second order terms, third order terms, because here we approximated to only first order terms. Then when we go to second order terms, we'll get something like this, and when we subtract r, we will have only this much, and then it's dot product with n. So this dot product with n will give distance d, right? So when we write this thing in the form of matrix, we'll get like this: du, lm, n, and l, m, and n are defined like this. And there is one more way we can define l, m, and n. That is, if we differentiate ru dot n with respect to u, we'll get this equation. And so ruu. So let me say ruu is del square r by del u square. That is 2 times we are differentiating with u. And let me say ruv is del square r del u del v, right? Once differentiate with u, another time differentiate with v. So some arbitrary changes, and we can again write L in terms of RU and NU. So when we are doing manually, this will be simpler, right? This will be simpler for us. Similarly, M can also be changed, and N can also be changed using this equation and using this equation. Differentiating V with this equation and differentiating V to this equation. So finally, we can have 2 expressions for defining L, 3 expressions for defining M, and 2 expressions for defining N. We can use this to find the distance, and that distance we'll use to define the curvature afterwards. So this is same as what we did here. Okay.